Good day, everyone. Today we'll be looking at the trigonometry ratios, the sine, the cosine, the tan, and what have you. Now, from the topic, what is trigonometry ratio? So first of all, what is ratio? The ratio can be gotten by dividing one number by another number. For example, you can say there are 40 boys, and 60 girls in the class, and the ratio of boys to girls. If you need to get the ratio of girls to boys, you do the number of girls, that is 60. Going to do the number of girls divided by the number of boys. So 0 cancels 0, 2 here 2, 26 is 3. So that would be 3 over 2. Or better still, we call it 2, 3 ratio 2. Or better still, you call it 3 ratio 2. So that is ratios. Now, trigonometry are 3 special concepts. They are the sine, which is shortened to SIN, also pronounced as sine. So SIN is pronounced the way you pronounce SINE. We have the cosine, shortened to cos. And we have the tangent, shortened to tan. Okay? So these trigonometry ratios, they are usually formulated from a right-angled triangle. A right-angled triangle is a triangle that has a right angle, that has angle 90. A triangle that has angle 90, a right angle, is called a right. From the right angle triangle, the right angle is angle 90 degree. So the side facing the angle 90 degree is called the hypotenuse, and that is side A because it is facing big A. While the side facing the angle is the opposite, and that is C. The angle facing the third side is definitely the adjacent. Okay. Now, the position of the opposite and the adjacent can be switched depending on the position of your angle. So if we have another angle here, let's say angle beta, as far as beta is concerned, side B or line AC is the opposite. Why? As far as angle beta is concerned, the line AB will be the adjacent. Okay? Good. Now, the trigonometry ratio can successfully be formulated using an acronym. I said it can be formulated using an acronym. The acronym is very, very popular among secondary school students, especially right from GS2, GS3. So the acronym is what we call the SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA is an acronym that can be used to formulate the trigonometry ratio of angles in a right angle triangle. For you to understand what SOHCAHTOA is, you don't have to cram, just remember SOHCAHTOA. It's so common and so popular. Okay. Now I will spell out the interpretation and how it can be used. It is very, very important for us to know that this trigonometry ratio, they are trigonometry ratio of angles. They have to do with angles. Okay. Now, so means the S there means sine, which is equal to the O is opposite divided by the hypotenuse, and of course the car means cos is the equal to the adjacent over the hypotenuse, HYP. While the TOA means the tan, T for tan is equal to O for opposite divided by A for adjacent. Okay, and from the diagram, I know what the sides are, so that would be C over B. Okay, now apart from the trigonometry ratio, as far as the right angle triangle is concerned, there's another important concept we call the Pythagoras theorem. The Pythagoras theorem is in more cases is usually required whenever you are solving problems involving a right angle triangle. And the Pythagoras theorem states that the Pythagoras theorem states that when you have a right angle triangle like the one I've drawn above, okay, the Pythagoras theorem has it that the square of the length of the longest side, that is b square, which is the hypotenuse, is equal to the sum of the square of the two other sides, that is c square plus a square, or you like to call it a square plus c square. They are the same thing. And of course, if you subtract c square from both sides, if you need to get one of the two shorter sides, and you have the two others, you have a square to be equal to b square. Okay. The question says find the length of sides marked with letters in the following triangles to 1 dp, that is 1 decimal place. So the first one is we have y, we have 8, and we have 40. Now for us to know the trigonometry to be used, we need to identify the sides given. Now this side is facing the right angle, so that is the hypotenuse. Y is facing the angle given, that is 40 degrees, that is the opposite. And then the third angle is definitely the adjacent. Okay. All right. This is the opposite, and this is the adjacent. Okay. Now, from the opposite that is unknown and the adjacent that is known, opposite and adjacent go for tan. Don't forget the SOHCAHTOA, the SOHCAHTOA. Whenever you have opposite and adjacent available, you go for tan, meaning that tan 40 is equal to tan 40 is opposite over adjacent and the tan 40, our opposite is y, our adjacent is 8. Our adjacent is 8. So by cross multiplying, we have y equals 8 tan 40. That is 8 times tan 40. From a 4-figure table or from a calculator, tan 40 is 0.8391. So by multiplying that, we can have 8 multiplied by 0.8391. Okay, from a calculator, it is giving me 6.7128. Personally, if you are in junior school, I don't like junior school students using calculators, so you may decide to multiply it out. And to 1 decimal place, this is the first decimal number, the next number is less than 5, so the answer is simply 6.7. So let's look at the the second question now. Okay. Now for the second one, this is the opposite This is the adjacent, and this is the hypotenuse. So, of course, since this 29 is the angle, we are given, or we're given the hypotenuse, we need the adjacent. So for adjacent and hypotenuse, we go for car. That is AH. So car, meaning that cos 29, that is the angle there, cos 29 is equal to the adjacent, no, it's car is A over Y. I mean A over H. That is the adjacent over the hypotenuse. So the adjacent is C that we are looking for, divided by the hypotenuse, which is 10. So if we cross multiply, C is 10 multiplied by cos 29. Okay? Multiplied by cos 29. And cos 29 is 0.8746. So by multiplication, this 10 carries the decimal ones. So the answer will be 8.746. And then to one decimal place, that will be 8.7 centimeters. The unit is very, very important. Okay, so the answer is 8.7 centimeters. So the last one, let's look at the last one right now. Referring to this question, this is the opposite and this is the adjacent. So since we are looking for opposite and we have the adjacent, we go for TOA, which is tan 38 is opposite over adjacent. Okay, so by cross multiplying, x is equal to 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by tan 38. Okay, so from a functioning calculator or a four-figure table, tan 38 is tan 30, that is tan 38 is 0.7813. So x is you can just multiply that. S is equal to 5 times 5 times 0.7813. That will be 3.9065. The answer will be 3.9. That's correct to one decimal place. Centimeters. The unit is very, very important. Thank you for your time today. God bless you and enjoy yourself.